Shri Gurave Namaha. Stavaram Jangamam Vyaptam Yatkichit Sacharacharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Bhavasvidyapi Yat Sarvam Trilokyam Sacharacharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sarvashruti Shiroratna Virajita Padam Bhuja Vedantam Bhuja Suryoya Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Chaitanya Shashvata Shanto Vyomatito Niranjanaha Bindunada Kalatita Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jnana Shakti Samarodha Tattvamala Vibhushitaha Bhukti Mukti Pradattacha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Aneka Janma Samprapta Karma Bandha Vidahine Atmanyana Pradhanena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shoshanam Bhava Sindhusya Nyapanam Sarasampadaha Guru Padodakam Samyak Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Na Gururadikam Tattvam Na Gururadikam Tapaha Tattvajnanat Param Nasti Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Mata Shri Jagannatha Madguru Shri Jagadguru Mamatma Sarva Bhutatma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Guru Radhiranadisha Guru Paramadevatam Guru Parataram Nasti Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Saka Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Anukulya Sankalpam Pratikulya Varjanam Karpanyam Mahavishvasam Goprititva Varanam Atmanikshepam Sharanagati Narayanam. Anukulya Sankalpam Pratikulya Varjanam Varpanyam Mahavishvasam Gopititva Varanam Atmanikshepam Sharanagati Narayana. Anukulya Sankalpam Pratikulya Varjanam Karpanyam Mahavishvasam Goprititva Varanam Atmanikshepam Sharanagati Narayana. Anukulya Sankalpam Pratikulya Varjanam Karpanyam Mahavishvasam Goprititva Varanam Atmanikshepam Sharanagati Narayana. Narayana Narayana Sharanagati Narayana. Narayana Narayana Sharanagati Narayana. O Narayana Narayana Sharanagati Narayana. Narayana Narayana Sharanagati Narayana. Gurudeva Gurudeva Sri Vishwananda Moksha Bhagavata Gita Guru Prakasha Sharanagati Narayana Atma Brahma Srishti Pralaya Samsara Karma Dharma Moksha Bhagavata Gita Guru Prakasha Sharanagati Narayana O Narayana Narayana Sharanagati Narayana 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 Sharanagati Narayana Guru Narayana Narayana Sharanagati Narayana 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 Sharanagati Narayana Gurudeva Gurudeva Sri Vishwananda Gurudeva 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 Anukulya Sankalpa Pratikulya Varjana Varpanya Mahavishwasa Gopitritvaranam Atmanikshepam Sharanagati Narayana Om Avatara Shishaya Namaha Om Vishamaya Namaha Om Devakarya Samudyataya Namaha Om Sushmatanave Namaha Om Chinmayaya Namaha Om Guru Murtaye Namaha Om Sundaraya Namaha Om Sulochanaya Namaha Om Sumukhaya Namaha Om Charuhasaya Namaha Om Keshavaya Namaha Om Padmabhujaya Namaha Om Andagamanaya Namaha Om Charubaladarine Namaha Om Ramaya Namaha Om Mandirastapakaya Namaha Om Shirdivavarshakaya Namaha Om Gayatri Ajvane Namaha Om Arpana Svigarakaya Namaha Om Vishnu Pujakaya Namaha Om Namo Narayanaye Mantrapasakaya Namaha Om Swaramaya Namaha Om Madhurakantaya Namaha Om Krishna Sankirtana Rupaya Namaha Om Svrtapriyaya Namaha Om Mitabashine Namaha Om Vagmine Namaha Om Chitrakala Visharadaya Namaha Om Vratadaraya Namaha Om Sadave Namaha Om Jagatanthaya Namaha Om Sarvalokahitaya Namaha Om Bhaktapriyaya Namaha Om Surdaya Namaha Om Anukulaya Namaha Om Neyaya Namaha Om Sudarshanaya Namaha Om Bhaktavatsalaaya Namaha Om Premamurtaye Namaha Om Sudakshanaya Namaha Om Pritivardhanaya Namaha Om Swastidayakaya Namaha Om Tarakaya Namaha Om Anugrahaya Namaha Om Vardhanaya Namaha Om Archithaya Namaha Om Arthaya Namaha Om Siddhipradaya Namaha Om Janardhanaya Namaha Om Manoharaya Namaha Om Akshaya Namaha Om Siddheshwaraya Namaha Om Bhasmabhushithaya Namaha Om Madhmalingaya Namaha Om Nigarshana Prasakaya Namaha Om Siddhisadanaya Namaha Om Madhavaya Namaha Om Omkarapasakaya Namaha Om Sukshmaya Namaha Om Vishukaya Namaha Om Satvikaya Namaha Om Samadarshine Namaha Om Dakshaya Namaha Om Achintyaya Namaha Om Nirahamkaraya Namaha Om Nirmohaya Namaha Om Avyagraya Namaha Om Jitakrodaya Namaha Om Vinayashilaya Namaha Om Svavashaya Namaha Om Kushalaya Namaha Om Kshamaya Namaha Om Satyadharmaya Namaha Om Nirvikalaya Namaha Om Viraktaya Namaha Om Atindraya Namaha Om Satyasandaya Namaha Om Pavitraya Namaha
Om Madhura Swabhavaya Namah, Om Suranandaya Namah, Om Nandanaya Namah, Om Prasanatmane Namah, Om Bhaktanidaye Namah, Om Sakshaye Namah, Om Samatmaye Namah, Om Sadayogine Namah, Om Haraye Namah, Om Sutapaya Namah, Om Somyaya Namah, Om Guyaya Namah, Om Vimuktatmaya Namah, Om Gabiraya Namah, Om Guptaya Namah, Om Atmaramaya Namah, Om Srinivasaya Namah, Om Devaya Namah, Om Dutidaraya Namah, Om Danyaya Namah, Om Gurave Namah, Om Guratikramaya Namah, Om Gahanaya Namah, Om Bhagavate Namah, Om Harisharga Margadarshakaya Namah, Om Kutasya Jagartakaya Namah, Om Abhiprayaya Namah, Om Sarvamata Samatyaya Namah, Om Shamekata Bhava Vardhakaya Namah, Om Premavatara Sri Vishwananda Swami Namah. Ato Deva Avantuno Yato Vishnur Vichakrame Pradivya Sapta Damapi Idam Vishnur Vichakrame Tredanyade Padam Samodamasya Bhagun Suren Trini Pada Vichakrame Vishnu Rupa Ada Abhyaha Ato Dharmani Dharayana Vishnu Karmani Pashyata Yato Vrtani Pashpase Indrasta Yujasaka Tat Vishnu Paramam Padagum Sada Pashanti Surya Devi Vachakshuratatam Tat Vipaso Vipanyavo Jagravagum Sasamindate Vishnu Yat Paramam Padam. Premavartaraya Vidmahe Satgurudevaya Dhimai Tano Vishwananda Prachodayat. Om Premavartaraya Vidmahe Satgurudevaya Dhimai Tano Vishwananda Prachodayat. Om Premavartaraya Vidmahe Satgurudevaya Dhimai Tano Vishwananda Prachodayat. Govinda. Om Vakatunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Om Bhurvasvaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhurvasvaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhurvasvaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Shri Krishna Vishnu Madhusudana Ketabare Narayana Achyuta Trivikrama Chakrapane Netadhi Sarjadara Shedara Vasudeva Gopala Krishna Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Shri Rukmini Sabhavane Bhale Murare Radesha Gopesha Surupa Brahmadi Vandya Shri Dvarakashaya Vaikunta Pate Bhuvane Kamurte Gopala Deva Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Meena Krite Kamatarupa Varana Murte त्रैविक्रमाय गुहने भ्रूराम राम श्रीराम कृष्ण यदुनन्दन काकिरूपा गोपाल कृष्ण हरये तव सुप्रभातं गोविन्द माधव मुकुन्द परपरेश दामोदर चतर नन्द कलारिशोरी गोप गोपीजन संवृत दीनबन्धो गोपीजन प्रिय हरये तव सुप्रभातं श्रीरामदिशायि भुजगाधिपकल्पशायि सत्पात्रविसनदशायि रमाङ्गशायि श्रीगोपवाममृदुतल्पसुखादिशायि गोपवल्लभहरये तव सुप्रभातं श्रीकश्यपत्रिसुखनारद गौतमादि ब्राह्मर्षि संगमनि संगमभारतेषु तिष्ठन्ति देव तव दर्शन भाग्यहेतो गोपाल शीघ्र हरये तव सुप्रभातं मन्दारजाति तुलसी दलमालिकान्यहे माल्यानि अञ्जलिपुते समुदाहरन्ति तिष्ठन्ति त्वद्भवतदारतले मुनीन्द्रः राधा मनोहर हरये तव सुप्रभातं वेदत्रयं पतति गौतमकानगूयः गायन्ति सद्गुणगणो वरदासवर्गः संकीर्तयन्ति तव नाम कदा विशेषः श्रीनारदादिऋषयः तव सुप्रभातं गोवर्धनोद्धरन गोपकिशोर गोप गोपीजनामृत सुवेश भवाभिपोत त्रैलोक्यमोहन सुमङ्गल दिव्य देह श्रीरुक्मिणीश वरदा तव सुप्रभातं श्रीवत्स चिन्ह शरणागत पारिजात वातार्ति भञ्जन कृपाकर दीन बन्धो गीत्यन्त गायति जनप्रिय दिव्य रूपा श्रीनन्द गोपतनया तव सुप्रभातं पद्मक्ष पद्ममुख पद्मधर प्रमेय पद्मालय प्रणत पद्मनिवास शौरी पद्मोद्भवाति सुरसेवित पाद पद्मा पद्मादिनाथ हरये तव सुप्रभातं वृन्दतले विहरणाय महेन्द्र वन्द्य कन्दर्पदातरतीन्य सुदेश रूपा चन्द्राननाय चिरचन्दन निप्न देह गोविन्द याद हरये तव सुप्रभातं श्रीनन्दनन्दन यशोद कुमार धीरा मायङ्ग दीनद विचोन सुपुष्पहार नीलम्बुदा सुशरीर रमा विहार गोपाल देव हरये तव सुप्रभातं श्रीवैश्रीजम्बवति सत्य सुगन्धि भद्रा श्रीमित्रविन्द दिवस प्रभुपुत्रिकान्यहे तिष्ठन्ति दिव्य भवमित्तव सेवनार्थं गोपी मना प्रिय हरये तव सुप्रभातं श्रीकृष्ण अच्युत अनन्त मुकुन्द शौरी राधा मनोहर जनार्दन चक्रपाणि नामामि दिव्य मुनयुर्न निशं वदन्ति ग्रामे मुहूर्त समये तव सुप्रभातम् श्रीकृष्ण सुप्रभातं ये पठन्ति महर्निशं भूरिक्रोतं महापापं श्रीकृष्णाग्रह हेतुकम् ओम ईश्वर परम कृष्ण सच्चित आनंद विग्रह अनादि आदि गोविंद सर्वकरण कारणं गोविन्दमादि पुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादि पुरुषं तमहं भजामि चिन्तामणि प्रकर सत्मसुकल्पवृक्ष लक्षावृतिषु सुरभीय विपालयन्तं लक्ष्मी सहस्रशतसंभ्रमसेव्यमानं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि वेणुं त्वनन्तमरविन्ददलायताक्षं बालावतं समसितं बुधसुन्दराङ्गं कन्दर्पकोटिकमनीयविशेषशोभं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि आलोलचन्द्रकलसत्त्वनमाल्यवंशे Ratnagadam pranayakeli-kalavilasam Shyaman Trivanga-lalitam niyata prakasham Govindamadi-purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi-purusham tamaham bhajami Angani yasya sakalevriyavrittimanti Pashyanti yanti kalayanti chiram jaganti Ananda chinmaya sadujvala vigrasya Govindamadi-purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi-purusham tamaham bhajami Advaitamachyutamanadimanantarupam Adyam Purana-purusham Navayovanam cha Vedeshu Durlabha-nadurlabha Atma-bhakto Govindamadi-purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi-purusham tamaham bhajami Pantastukoti satavatsara sampragamyo Vayuratapi manaso munipungavanam Sopyasti yakrupadachimya vichintya tatve Govindamadi-purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi-purusham tamaham bhajami Ekopyasura chayitum jagad-andakotim Yakchakti asti jagad-andachayadyadantaha Andantarasta paramanu chayantarastam Govindamadi-purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi-purusham tamaham bhajami Yadvava-bhavita-diyo manujastateva Samprapya rupa-mahima-sanayana bhusha Sukteryameva nigama pratitestu varti Govindamadi-purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi-purusham tamaham bhajami Ananda chinmaya rasa pratibhavitabhis Tabiya eva nijarupataya kalavihi Goloka eva nivasatya kilatma bhutto Govindamadi-purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi-purusham tamaham bhajami Premanjana shrita bhakti vilochanena Santa sadeva hidayeshu vilokayanti Yakshama sundaram achintya gunaswarupam Govindamadi-purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi-purusham tamaham bhajami Ramadi-murtishu kala-niyamena tishtam Nana-avataram-akarut-bhuvaneshu kintu Krishna swayam samabhavat paramapumanyo Govindamadi-purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi-purusham tamaham bhajami Yasya prabha-prabhavato jagananta-koti Kotishvashesha-vasudadi-vibhuti-binam Kakra-malishkalam-anantam-ashesha-bhutam Govindamadi-purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi-purusham tamaham bhajami Maya-hi yasya jagat-anda-shatani sutte Trigunya-tat-vishaya-veda-vitayamana Sattva-valamya parasatta-vishuddha-sattvam Govindamadi-purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi-purusham tamaham bhajami Ananda-chinmaya-rasatmataya manasho Ya-praninam pratipalam smaratam-upetya Lila-itena bhuvanani jayatya-jashram Govindamadi-purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi-purusham tamaham bhajami Agolokanam nijadam nitale chatasya Devi mahesha haridama suteshu teshu Tete prabhavani chaya vedaschayena Govindamadi-purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi-purusham tamaham bhajami Srishti Siti Pralaya Sadhana Shakti Rekha Chaye Vayasya Bhuvanani Vibharti Durga Echanarupam Abhyasya Tateshta Tesa Govindamadi-purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi-purusham tamaham bhajami Shiram Yatadadi Vikada Vishesha Yogat Sanjayate Nahitata Pritak Asti Hetuho Yasham Bhutanna Pitata Samupeti Karya
Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami.
Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Deepa shireva ida santarama gupetyam. Deepayate vrivitayetu samana dharma. Yastadru eva isha vishnutaya vibhati. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Saranavana vibhati sma yoga. Nidram ananta jagarunta saroma kupaha. Adara shaktim avalambya param samurtim. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Yashika nishvashita kalamata valambya. Jivanti loma vilaja jagantanata. Vishnur mahansaya yasya kala vishesho. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Pashvanyatashma sakaleshu niteshruteshaha. Sviyam kiya prakatayatyapi tattva tatra. Brahmaya esha jaganda vidana kata. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Yatpada palavayugam viniraya kumbha. Vande pranama samaye saganadiraja. Vignam vyantu malayasya jagatrayasya. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Agnir mahi gagana ambo maruti shasha. Kalastatama manasiti jagatrayani. Yashmat bhavanti vibhavanti vishanti yamcha. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Yashaksuresha savitasya kalagrahanam. Raja samasta suramurti ashesha tejaha. Yapramati samvrata kala chakro. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Dharmo tapapalichayashrutayastapamsi. Brahmadikita patagavadayascha jivaha. Yadatamatra vibhava prakata prabhava. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Yastindra gopamata vindra mahosva karma. Vandanurupa palabhajana matanoti. Karmani nirnadi kintu shabati bhajam. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Yam krodha kama sahaja pranayadi biti. Vatsalya moha guru gaurava sevya bhavahe. Sanchitya tasya sadrushim tanurapurete. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchit Ananda Vigraha Anadiyadi Govinda Sarva Karana Karana Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Hiranyavarnam harinim suvarnarajatasrajam. Chandram hiranmahim lakshmim jatavedo mahavaham. Tam mahavaha jatavedo lakshmim manapagaminihim. Yasyam hiranyam vindeyam gamashvam purushanaham. Ashvapurvam ratamadyam hastinada prabodinim.
श्रियं देवीमुपह्वये श्रीर्मादेवी सुषतां कंसोऽस्मितं हिरण्यप्राकारं माद्रां ज्वलन्तीं तृप्तां तर्पयन्तीं पद्मे स्थितां पद्मवर्णां तां ह्योपह्वये श्रियं चन्द्रां प्रभासं यशजा ज्वलन्तीं श्रियं लोके देवशुष्तामुदारं तां पद्मिनीं शरणमहं प्रपद्ये अलक्ष्मीर्मे नश्यतां त्वां विने आदित्यवर्णे तपसोऽधि जातो वनस्पतिस्तव वृक्षोत बिल्वः तस्य फलानि तपसा नुदन्तु मायन्तरायश्च वायम् अलक्ष्मीः उपैतु मां देवसखा कीर्तिश्च मनिना सह प्रादुर्भूतोऽस्मि रास्त्रेऽस्मिन् कीर्तिमृद्धिं ददातु मे क्षुत्पिपासं मलां ज्येष्ठम् अलक्ष्मीं नाशयाम्यहम् अभूतिम् असमृद्धिं च सर्वं निर्नुद मे गृहात् गन्धद्वारं दुरादर्शं नित्यपुष्टं करीषिणीम् ईश्वरीगुं सर्वभूतानां तम्योपह्वये श्रियं मानसकाममाकुतिं भजत् सत्यमशीमयि पशूनां रूपमानस्य मही श्रीश्रयतां यशः कर्दमेन प्रजाभूता मयि सम्भव कर्दमां श्रियं वासाय मे कूले मातरं पद्ममालिनीम् आपसृजन्तु शृङ्गं लिचिक्ली तव समे गृहे निचा देवीं मातरं श्रियं वासय मे कुले आर्द्रां पुष्करिणीं पुष्टिं सुवर्णां हेममालिनीं सूर्यं हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो महावः आर्द्रां यक्खरिणीं यस्तिं पिङ्गलां पद्ममालिनीं चन्द्रां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो महावः तां महावः जातवेदो लक्ष्मीम् अनपगामिनीः यस्यां हिरण्यं प्रबोधं गावो दस्योऽस्वाहं विन्देयं पुरुषानहम् यशुचि प्रयतो भूत्वा जुहुजादर्यमन्वहम् सुक्तं पञ्चदशर्चं च श्रीकामः सततं जपेत् पद्मप्रिये पद्मिनि पद्महस्ते पद्मालये पद्मदलायताक्षी विष्णुप्रिये विष्णुमनोनुकूले त्वत्पादपद्मं मयि सन्निधस्त्वा महादेवी च विद्महे विष्णुपत्नी च धीमहि तन्नो लक्ष्मी प्रचोदयात् ॐ शान्ति 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 भूमिर्भुम्नाद्योर्वनिनन्तरिक्षं महित्वा उपस्थिते देव्यदिथेऽग्निमान्नादमाना ध्यायाददे आयङ्गो कृष्णिराक्रमी दशनं मातरं पुनः पीतरं च प्रयंसुवः त्रिगुं सदा मा विराजति वक्पतङ्गाय शिश्रये पत्यस्य वः द्युविः अस्य प्राणादपानात्यन्तश्चरति रोचना व्याख्यन्महिषशुवः यद्वाह कृदा परो वपामनुना यदवर्त्या सुकल्पमग्ने तत्त्ववा पुनस्तोदिपयं मासि याते मन्युपरोपस्य पृथिवीम् अनुदद्वसे आदित्यविश्वे तद्देवावशवश्च समावरान् मनो ज्योतिर्जुषतम् अग्न्यं वीक्षिणं यज्ञगुं समिमं ददातु बृहस्पतिस्तनुतामिमं नो विश्वे देवा इहमादयन्ताम् मेदिनी देवी वसुन्धरा स्याद्वसुधा देवी वासवीः ब्रह्मवर्चस पितृनागुं श्रोत्रं चक्षुर्मनः देवी हिरण्यगर्भिणी देवी प्रसूवरी सदने सत्ययने सीदा समुद्रवती सावित्री हानो देवी मायङ्गी महोदरणी महोवितिष्ठा Shringe Shringe Yagne Yagne Vivishani Indrapanni Vyapini Shurasharidiha Vayumati Shalashayani Shriyam Dayaraja Satyando Parimedini Soparidatam Panigaya Vishnupanni Mahidevim Madhavim Madhava Priyam Lakshmihim Priyasakim Devim Namamya Chutavalavam Dhanurdaraya Vinmaye Sarvasiddhi Chadimai Tannodara Prachodayate Om Shanti 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 Neelam Devi Gum Sharanamaham Prapadye Grinahim Gritavati Savitaradipatye Ayasvati Rantirashano Astu Dhruva Disham Vishnu Panyagora Syeshanam Sahasuyam Manotaham Prihaspatisma Tarishvota Vayusannuvana Vatta Avino Grunantu Vistambo Divo Daruna Pritivya Seshena Jagato Vishnu Padni Mahadevi Chavinmae Vishnu Padni Chadimai Tanno Nila Prachodayate Om Shanti 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 Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om.
Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananchalashagrahakaya Chakshurunmelitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Jai Gurudev, good morning. So today we are in Canto 11, Chapter 3, Verse 22 of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Tadha Bhagavatam Dharmam Shikshik Ghuratma Devata Amayayan Bhavattayas Yitu Set Atmatmadho Hari. The translation is, accepting the spiritual master as one's life and soul and worshipful deity, the disciple should learn from him the process of pure devotional service. Sri Hari, the soul of all souls, is inclined to give himself to his pure devotees. Therefore, the disciple should learn from the spiritual master to serve the Lord without duplicity, and in such a faithful and favorable way that the Supreme Lord, being satisfied, will offer himself to the faithful disciple. So this is a very beautiful verse in where this chapter, Maharaj Nimi, which is describing the nature of Maya and how to become free from Maya, in this pretty much entire chapter. And Maharaj Nimi we spoke about in the past, and he's considered the first king of Videha, and so being in the dynasty of Rama and Mithili and Sita Devi. And in this verse, it speaks about the importance of the spiritual master. And the only way of reaching the goal, the ultimate goal, is through the spiritual master and by the guidance of the spiritual master. We cannot reach the goal without him. And we really have to take shelter of the spiritual master and learn from him, like it says in the verse. And in this verse, it speaks also about deity worship. So today I want to focus on different deities that Guruji has introduced into my life, into my journey over the years. So I kind of separated them in a few different steps and kind of like how I see Guruji guiding me through the journey with the different deities that he's introduced into my life. So starting with 2008, Guruji gave me or manifested me my Krishna, which I have on the altar here. And in this time, I just moved to Springen. We didn't even live here in the ashram. We lived down in the village because there was no heating, there was nothing here. So we lived down in the village. I lived in a small broom cupboard in the house.
Literally, there was space for a bed and a small table. But I remember this time really beautifully because I was watching the, I think it was 20 DVDs, if somebody remembers what DVDs are. 20 DVDs of Krishna Leelas of his whole life. And I kept watching him over and over and over again to a point where I knew almost all of them by heart. And I could even understand a little bit of Hindi by watching them all of the time again. And I was kind of this longing for Krishna was just longing, growing and growing as I was watching them. And then one day, this Guruji walks in and he just gave me this murti of Krishna. He never told me he was materialized. He only told me like 5 years after. So he just gave me this deity to look after, which was born from this, I believe, from this longing for Krishna. And I see it as sort of my beginning of the worship of deities, or the beginning of this journey, let's say, of serving the deity. And I always saw this Krishna from my relationship with him. I always saw him as a friend. So this is how I served him over the years also. Just more like a close friendship relationship. A friend who I can tell everything. And continuing, 2013 end of 2013 was the first time Guruji took me to India. And I think this was one of the, I see it as one of the milestones in the journey with Guruji. And where he allowed me to serve him more closely and understand what it means to serve him. And then the second part, which I would say marks the time for discipline and service to the deity. So my Krishna was more like the friend, and then the next step is more like the discipline and being accurate and focused on the service and doing everything perfect. Where in the beginning of 2014, if you remember, Guruji received his Giridhari Murti from Mirabai. So he was in North India on the pilgrimage, and by coincidence, they heard of this Krishna temple close to Nurpur. So obviously they had to go there to visit the temple. So it was an old ruin from the 16th century palace where this Murti was. And so when Guruji went there, they didn't know it was from Mirabai. They went there. The priest took them upstairs to the small temple ruin. And there was this big Murti of Krishna. And as the priest was telling them the story, Guruji understood or realized that this is the Murti that Mirabai merged into. And there was a small deity on the bottom, very dirty, almost covered in dirt and dust. And Guruji asked for this deity. And the priest said, not possible. And the story goes on, but to keep it a bit shorter, the priest ended up giving the murti to Guruji, the deity to Guruji. There was a lady that appeared in the crowd, and only she was the one that could make decisions for giving things in the temple. But she was not there. She died even the year before or some years before. But she appeared in a crowd and she told the priest, give him what he wants. And so the deity was given to Guruji. And a few, let's say, I think half a year later, end of November, end of the year 2014, Guruji received Thakurji, the deity from Vrindavan. Which is funny, somehow in my mind I always switched him. Like I think Thakurji always came first, because I think my relationship with Thakurji is more close than Giridhari in some ways. But yeah, so the second part is in that year when Guruji got this Thakurji Murti in Vrindavan. He also went to this temple, and the Thakurji Murti which was there was from Srinivasa Acharya. And it's a very special deity. When Guruji went there, you can tell when he's like, he can feel something very special. So this was one of the moments. And then he asked, again, the priest if he can have the deity. And first they wanted him to pay. There was a big drama, Indian style, of course. They wanted him to pay a lot of money. Devotees then were giving money. And then some days later, they went there, they made the exchange, they received the deity, and Guruji went there, and then he said, the priest said, I have to change his clothes because I cannot give you the deity as part of this, the set of the clothes that we have for our deity, so they changed the clothes. Then he gave Guruji the deity, but then going back, to the ashram, they were looking at the picture of the original deity that I took the couple days before, and they realized they gave him a copy. It's not the original one. So they got really upset, like, what to do now? Should we call the police? Should we make a big drama about it? And Guruji said, let's wait tomorrow and see what happens. And then there was a big storm at night. And then the next morning, they wanted to go there to the temple to confront him. And then one of the devotees that was there, he went upstairs to Guruji's room to take the murtis to bring back to the temple. So he went upstairs, and he came down again, and he looked completely pale. He was anyway white, so he was even more pale. So Guruji asked him what happened, and he said, the deity that's there, he was wearing white yesterday, no? And then he said, Guruji, go upstairs, see what happened. And he was wearing the dhoti that he was wearing before at the temple originally. So Thakurji came during the night, during the storm, which usually doesn't happen at this time of the year anyway. He came during the night and he exchanged himself. So in the temple there is now the copy, which the priest thought so smartly would give him Guruji the copy instead. So Thakurji wanted to be with Guruji and wanted to come to Guruji. And this relationship started with Guruji, allowed me to serve him more and more in this time. And we were doing Abhishekam together every day. And this taught me that every morning I had to basically get up. I had to wake up for prayers. Before I was like, maybe it's a couple of days off. Maybe if you skip prayer here and there, it doesn't really matter, right? But serving Guruji and having to prepare for Giridhari Abhishekam and Thakurji Abhishekam, I had to be up every morning to prepare the Panchamrit, to get the prasad and the flowers ready. So there was also one day where I thought, because with Guruji, you don't never know when he wakes up, right? Sometimes he gets up a little bit earlier, sometimes a little bit later. So you always have to be ready anyway. So one day I was like, Guruji just came back from a trip. He has time difference. He's going to wake up a little bit later. But of course, in that exact day, he woke up 8 o'clock in the morning, and I was sleeping, and he called me, you coming for Abhishek? And I was like, oh shit. So he really told me in this time to not waste my time, not to be indisciplined. So we have to be disciplined in this path. And he really taught me this over the years. And serving both of the deities with Guruji together, he really showed me many times how connected he is with them. And they are telling him what they like. And like, for example, one of the things when we do puja for Thakurji, we never offer the incense before we offer the food, because he doesn't like the smell of the smoke in his face when he's eating. And there was another short story from Arati, the conversation we had a few days in the kitchen. When Guruji went to America, then they went to LA, and then Arati took Giridhari with him, and then they were serving him. And then Guruji came back and he said, he's not happy, he's a bit grumpy. And we're like, Arati thought maybe because it was another reason, and then I was like, what did he get for prasad? And then Arati said he just gave him like an apple or something, like some nuts in the morning. I was like, okay, because he likes cooked prasad. Because every time he doesn't get cooked prasad, he gets grumpy. And Guruji says this every time also. He notices every time, even when he's not here, he tells me, they forgot to make prasad for him today. So in case you're making prasad, also know this, that he really loves the prasad that we're making for him. And so then the third part, he introduced Ram into my life as my Ishtadev. So Guruji, also funny enough, he never told me in the beginning who's my Ishtadev. He let me wait for almost 1 or 2 years when I asked him who's my Ishtadev. He was like, what do you think? As if I would know. So I said Krishna, and he looked at me with almost weird, almost disgusted face, like, why? No. Because he materialized me Krishnamurti, so I was like, of course it's Krishna, right? He was like, no. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe Kali? And he was like, what? So then he didn't say, you'll figure it out. And 1 year later, he was like, so who's your Ishtadev? And I was like, you never told me. And so, okay, so then he told me it's Sitaram, and I had no connection with them. So I had to connect with them. I had to learn about them and serve them to understand. And this is where he introduced also this further discipline and duty in the path, in the journey, and to have this understanding of responsibilities and what it means in our path, and how important it is to be disciplined in the seva that we do. And then the last section, or the recent section, I would say, is where the Ramanuja materialized himself on Guruji's altar, where he introduced the learning step. So this was in the time when the academy and the learning started in Bhakti Marga history, let's say. And so, as usually, I would clean the flowers in the evening. I would remove the flowers, the prasad. I would bring the deities to bed on Guruji's altar. And some days before, Guruji was saying, I don't have any Ramanuja on my altar. And then so I was like, okay, so I'll print a small picture at least for the moment. And then maybe later when we go to India, we can get a small deity. And then Guruji said, okay, so I'll print a small picture, I'll put it there. And then, so then I was cleaning the altar in the evening, bring the deities to the bed. And then the next morning, I was leaving early to go to Mannheim. There was a darshan in Mannheim. And then so Guruji, I was there, and then Guruji called me in the morning. Sorry, so in the evening, I was cleaning the flowers, and on the top, there was Lakshmi Narayan on the top steps, and then there's Thakurji Girdhari in the middle step, and some saligams. So as I was removing the flowers from the top step, something fell from Lakshmi Narayan's podest on the top. So then I was like, oh shit, really? I saw then there was a small murti of Ramanuja. So I put him back, and I thought, oh, maybe nice, somebody gave Guruji a small deity. So then the next morning, Guruji calls me, and he was like, where is this deity from? I was like, I don't know. I thought somebody gave it to you. And then he was like, no, I've never seen this deity before. So he just manifested himself. Guruji wanted a small murti of Ramanuja, and he just manifested himself on Lakshmi Narayan's feet. So you see how everything, what Guruji wishes for, somehow just arranges. So he wanted to come. And then Guruji put Ramanuja in the Saligam temple, and then he was there some time, and I was like, it's a manifested deity. Guruji cannot just look after him every day. And he was like, yeah, sure. So then, since then, I'm serving him also. And then, funny enough, some years later, I also serve him now in the temple. So it's funny looking back at all of these steps in the journey that we cannot necessarily see as we go on the path. But we can always connect the dots when we look backwards. And it's amazing how Guruji arranges for everything in our journey if we trust him. And we should always be grateful and really have the faith and the trust in Guruji that he knows what he's doing. And I think all of us, we've taken vows as devotees, brahmacharis, whatever it is, because of that reason, because we felt something, we know that he knows better than ourselves what we should be looking for on our journey. And he knows how to get us there, and we should really trust him. Like it says in the verse, when we do our effort on the journey and we use all of the teachings and everything that he's teaching and giving us, we will get there, and he will come to us. He will reach his hand out. He will pull us, but we need to be doing our effort. And we should be always grateful for what he's giving. And knowing that whatever he's giving, it's coming from him. He's the one that's giving us. He's giving a deity. We have a relationship with the deity. We have a relationship with the divine. But the origin, the source, is always from the Guru, right? He's always the one that's giving it. He's the one that's giving us the experiences to grow. Jai Gurudev.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Praladaladaine.
Praladaladaine.
Hiranyakashipu Vakshaha.
Hiranyakashipu Vakshaha.
Shilatakanakalaya.
Shilatanganakalaye.
Ito Narsimho Parato Narsimho.
Ito Narasimho Parato Narasimho.
Yato Yato Yamitato Narsimho.
Yato Yato Yamitato Narasimho.
Bahi Narsimho Hridaye Narsimho.
Nahi Narasimho Hirdaye Narasimho.
Narsimha Madim Sharanam Prapade.
Narasimha Adim Sharanam Prapade.
Bahi Narsimho Hridaye Narsimho.
Nahi Narasimho Hirdaye Narasimho.
Bahi Narsimho Hridaye Narsimho.
Nahi Narasimho Hirdaye Narasimho.
O Narasimha Madim Sharanam Prapade.
Narasimha Adim Sharanam Prapade.
Narasimha Madim Sharanam Prapade.
Narasimha Adim Sharanam Prapade.
Avakara Kamalavare Nagamatputa Shriga Nadita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringa Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare
Bhavakara Kamalavare Nagamabhuta Shriya Narita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringa Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare
Bolo Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare
Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare
Jaya Narsingadev 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 Jaya Narsingadev
Jaya Narasimhadev 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 Jaya Narasimhadev
Jayo Prahlad Maharaj Jayo Prahlad Maharaj Bhakta Swarupa Jayo Prahlad Maharaj
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Bhakta Swarupa Jaya Prahlad Maharaj
Gurudev 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 Shri Vishwananda Gurudev
Shri Vishwananda Gurudev 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 Vishwananda
Shri
Gurudev
Vishwananda Gurudev 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 Shri Vishwananda Gurudev
Shri Vishwananda Gurudev Brahma Murari Surashchitalingam Nirmalabhashita Shobhitalingam Janma Jaduka Vinashakalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Deva Muni Pravarachchitalingam Kamadahana Karuna Karalingam Ravana Darpa Vinashakalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Sarva Sugandha Sulepitalingam Bodhi Vivardhana Karanalingam Siddha Suravaditalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Kanaka Mahamani Bhushitalingam Panipatriveshtita Shobhitalingam Darshasuyagya Vinashakalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Kuma Kuma Chandana Lepitalingam Pankajahara Sushobhitalingam Sanchita Papa Vinashanalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Devagana Chita Seritalingam Bhave Bhakti Virevachalingam Linakara Koti Prabhakaralingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Ashtadalo Pariveshitalingam Sarva Samudbhavakaranalingam Ashtadalindra Vinashanalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Sura Guru Suravara Pujitalingam Suravana Pushpa Sada Chitalingam Param Param Paramatmakalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Lingashtakam Idam Puryam Yatpate Shiva Sanido Shivalokam Avapnoti Shivina Saha Bodhate Om Namah Shivaya Shivaya Namah 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 Namah Shivaya Shivaya Namah. Om 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 Namah Shivaya Shivaya Namah. Namah Shivaya Shivaya Namah. Om Namah Shivaya Shivaya Namah. Om Namah Shivaya Shivaya Namah. Om Namah Shivaya Namah. Om Namah Shivaya 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 Shivaya Namah. Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me. Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me. Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me. Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me. Yatindraya Karunakaraya Mangala Mangala Me. Yatindraya Karunakaraya Mangala Mangala Me. Prapati Dharme Karataya Mangala Mangala Me. Prapati Dharme Karataya Mangala Mangala Me. Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me. Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me. Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me. Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me. Shaligrama Pratishtitaya Mangala Mangala Me. Shaligrama Pratishtitaya Mangala Mangala Me. Tridandadharine Godagrajaya Mangala Mangala Me. Tridandadharine Godagrajaya Mangala Mangala Me. Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me. Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me. Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me. Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me. Range Sakhi Karyadataya Mangala Mangala Me. Range Sakhi Karyadataya Mangala Mangala Me. Mananataya Darini Daraya Mangala Mangala Me. Mananataya Darini Daraya Mangala Mangala Me. Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me. Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me. Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me. Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me. Oh Mangala Mangala Me. Mangala Mangala Me. Om Jaya Lakshmi Mata. Maya Jaya Lakshmi Mata. Tumako Nishadina Sevata. Tumako Nishadina Sevata. Hara Vishnu Vidata. Om Jaya Lakshmi Mata. Tumhara Ma Brahmani. Tumahi Jagamata. Om Maya Tumahi Jagamata. Surya Chandra Madhyavata. Surya Chandra Madhyavata. Narada Rishigata. Om Jaya Lakshmi Mata. Durga Rupani Ranjani Sukha Sampati Data. Meya Sukha Sampati Data. Jo koi tumako dhyavata. Jo koi tumako dhyavata. Riddhi Siddhi Dhanapata. Om Jaya Lakshmi Mata. Tuma Patala Nivashini. Tumahi Shubhadata. Tumahi Shubhadata. सागर में तुम्हारा नित्य सब सद्गुण आता, मेरा सब सद्गुण आता, सब संभव हो जाता, सब संभव हो जाता, मन नहीं घबराता। ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता, तुम बिना आज्ञा न होते, वस्त्र न कोई पाता, ओ मेरा वस्त्र न कोई पाता, ओ मेरा वस्त्र न कोई पाता, ओ मेरा वस्त्र न कोई पाता। कान पान गवे बाबा, कान पान गवे बाबा, सब तुम से आता। ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता, शुभ गुण मंदिर सुंदर शिरोधि जाता, मैं शिरोधि जाता, ओ मैं शिरोधि जाता, ओ मैं शिरोधि जाता। आराधना चतुर्दश तुम बिना, आराधना चतुर्दश तुम बिना कोई नहीं पाता। ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता, महालक्ष्मी जी की आरती जो कोई जन गाता, ओ मेरा जो कोई जन गाता, पूर्ण आनंद समाता, पूर्ण आनंद समाता, ओ पाप उतर जाता। ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता, ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता, मेरा जय लक्ष्मी माता, तुमको निशादिन सेवता, तुमको निशादिन सेवता, हर विष्णु विदाता। लक्ष्मी माता, ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता, जय जय लक्ष्मी माता, तुमको निशादिन सेवता, तुमको निशादिन सेवता, हर विष्णु विदाता। ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता, ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता, मेरा जय लक्ष्मी माता, तुमको निशादिन सेवता, तुमको निशादिन सेवता, हर विष्णु विदाता। ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता, ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव, त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव, त्वमेव विद्याद्रविणं त्वमेव, त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव, त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। गोविन्द सत्तो मा सद्गमय, तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय, मृत्यो मा अमृतं गमय। ओम शांति शांति शांति, लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु, लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु, लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु। ओम शांति शांति शांति, श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। प्रेम से बोलो श्री लक्ष्मी नारायण भगवान की, श्री भूतभृतेश्वरनाथ नरसिंह भगवान की, श्री राधा कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की, श्री माता कृपा जी की, श्री रमनोजाचार्य की। प्रेम से बोलो सद्गुरुदेव श्री स्वामी विश्वानंद महाप्रभु की। ओम क्लीं कृष्णाय गोविंदाय गोपीजनवल्लभाय पराय परम पुरुषाय परकर्म मंत्र यंत्र तंत्र औषधास्त्र शस्त्राणि समराय समराय मृत्यो मोचा मोचा। ओम नमो भगवते महासुदर्शनाय दीप्ति ज्वला प्रकाश सर्वदिक्षमा उपन परस्मै परब्रह्मणे परमज्योतिषे स्वाहा। ओम शांति शांति शांति, श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे। Govinda, Gotkari Vinasparanam Govinda, Bhaktavatsala Govinda, Kundalika Varade, Ekanatanam Dev, Bolo Pandarinatha Maharaj ki, Rukmini Maharani ki, Samasta Bhakta Mandali ki, Alda Impedumana Tidavarikale, Sarana